Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Welcome to my channel, Bagoday Crochet. You know, we talk about everything that's yarn and crochet related here. So, today we're going to be talking about yarn. I do hope you've been catching my tutorials. If not, please refer back to my channel because YouTube doesn't always notify people of my tutorials because they're people on my channel. They prefer yarn content over tutorials, but they do like tutorials too. But YouTube won't always notify. So, I got a little bit of yarn in here. You know, there's not a lot of yarn in here. It's from Hobby. H-O-B-B-I-I in Denmark. Or Hobby. However you pronounce it. Someone that lives in Denmark actually told me it was pronounced Hobby. So that's how I always pronounce it. I don't know if that's right or not. But whatever. You know what I mean, right? It is this. So, I'm a little late in the game, but if you guys know Tony from TL Yarn Crafts on YouTube, she recently released, I guess it was a bit ago, not real long ago, but a little bit ago, she collaborated with Hobby and came up with her own yarn line. Now, like I said, I'm a little late on getting it. Not extremely late, but I am a little late. Now, I'm not going to review the yarn because out of respect for other YouTubers and other yarn bloggers and stuff, if they come out with yarns, I never review it. But I am going to show you what it looks like and tell you my initial thoughts on it. And there's some other yarn in the bag. I think a couple others. But the main purpose of me purchasing from Hobby was to get Tony's yarn from TL Yarn Crafts. Now, if you have not checked her out, I do recommend her. She has excellent tutorials, but she really has the best Tunisian crochet tutorials, in my personal opinion, on YouTube. She is extremely good at Tunisian crochet. I mean, she's good at everything she crochets, but if anybody ever asks me who I recommend to watch for Tunisian, I always recommend her. I think her tutorials on Tunisian are outstanding. So that would be my my recommendation. Also, she's just a great, beautiful woman to watch in general. So, let's begin, shall we? Alright, let's begin. So, this came from Denmark, from the company Hobby. If now you've never purchased from Hobby, they're a nice yarn store. I will be honest, I think their yarns are a little pricey. So I usually only buy when their yarns are on sale. But they have sales quite often. So it's not really a big thing. So I sign up to their mailing list, and whenever they have a yarn that, you know, I'm interested in or I've had before and I know I like and it's on sale, then I'll buy it. I generally don't pay full price for their yarns because, like I said, they're a little bit on the pricey side. Now, as far as shipping goes, they do have free shipping. I'm going to be speaking of the U.S., okay, since I live in the U.S., you know, and I don't know about shipping to other countries. I know they ship to other countries, but shipping to the U.S., I believe it's free after $75, but I don't know how fast that is because I've never done it that way. I always pay for DHL Express shipping, and then it gets to my house generally within 4 to 7 days. So I don't think that's bad. But if you've bought from Hobby, anywhere from if you bought from Hobby in Denmark, no matter what country you're from, maybe, and you didn't pay for DHL Express, maybe you could let people in the comments know like what country you live in and how long it took to get to you, so people can kind of know. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that one, but let's cut open this bag and see. You know, we always like to help each other out here in the comments and stuff and whatnot, in case anybody's thinking about making an order but they don't want to pay DHL Express. That way they'll know about how long the time frame they can expect. I promise I will be careful with this. Everybody's always like, be careful with those knives. See, be careful with those blades. Be careful with those scissors. I promise. Come on now. I promise I won't cut myself. And like I said, even if I did, you'd never know. I'd cut it out. I'd cut it out. I'm not going to leave myself bleeding in my video. All right, all right. Oh, I'm sorry, I shook my desk. Let's start and look. Now, I'm not going to start with Tony's yarn first. I'm going to show you the yarn that I got. Actually, I think there's only three different flavors of yarn in here. Okay, so it looks really pretty, though. I have to say that. I'm super excited. I always get super excited. Okay, so this is called Universe XL. Now, they have two different varieties of this. They have a regular Universe, which I believe is a fingering weight, and then they have this XL version, which I think they classify it as a 3-weight, maybe a 4-weight, 3-weight. All right, 3-weight. Now, this is 98 acrylic and 2 polyester. Ooh, look at that. Sparkling up. Now, I thought that looked pretty folly to me. Now, today is 7/21 of 2023. So, you know, 22nd's first day of fall here. So, you know, first day of fall. It's time. It's time. It's begun. Sorry about my clock back there. So, isn't that beautiful? I love the colors in it. Let's check out their 3-weight. So, this is a roving style yarn, and then it has that strand of sparkle in it. I think that is a nice 3-weight. I've had this before, though, that I'll be able to work with. Although I've had it before, I've never used it. So, I usually, you know, I buy yarns with the anticipation of making things. And sometimes I buy them just to show them, knowing that I'm going to give them away. But this one I bought before, knowing I probably wouldn't get around to using it. I did give it away. But this one I am going to use this fall. So I don't think that's bad 3-weight. You know, it's normal, or perhaps maybe a little on the thicker side. But it is roving, so it, you know, roving can go from thick to thin. I love the colors, the striping effects, and that, look at that. That's beautiful. Those oranges and gold and a little bit of tan up in there. Well, light white tan color. That's so pretty. And another thing I like about it is the sparkle in it, that you see, is also orange as well. I don't know if you can see it up close. There we go. There we go. There's the close-up. Beautiful. So, can you feel that sparkle? Not really. No, you can't really feel it. This is a yarn that I would, you know, I would consider it scarfable, which means I would wear it against my skin as in scarf form, or anything that would rub against your skin. It would not bother me. I wouldn't need to wear a shirt underneath it or nothing. It's soft enough for that. Is it the softest yarn ever? No, but it's an average softness, you know. It just feels fine. I would, yeah, wear it against my skin. We didn't even go over the specs, and I'm already just talking about this yarn. All right, it's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 220 meters, or 240 yards. Lightweight number 3, they say. Okay, and you can wash it, but you cannot dry it. Made in Turkey. All right, now the color is called, the number is 34. So they have lots of colors in this. I just was really extremely attracted. There was one other one and this one that really just caught my attention. And I had a hard trouble deciding because the other one was orange as well, but it had brown in it. You know, I'm a big time fan of brown. It's my favorite color. But I went with this one. For some reason, I did. I do have a tutorial for this hat. This is called my Stitch Sampler Beanie. If you type that in on YouTube, it should pop up and you'll be able to find the tutorial for it. Now the tutorial, it's not in brown, it's in purple, but you'll see it there. So let me get the sheet and we could talk about how much all this stuff cost. There's no sheet. There's no sheet. Just a second. Let me look at my email. All right, so this was $8.50 a ball. Yeah, see, that's even pricey, and that was on sale. And I even got a disc. Okay, before we move on, I'm going to tell you, now, I like hobby yarns. I do. I like them. Like I said, I think they're a little bit pricey, and I only buy when they're on sale. Because that's just, you know, I buy it when it's on sale. Otherwise, it's just too much money for me. I could tell you one thing, though, that I particularly am not a fan of when it comes to hobby. It's the way they advertise their yarn. So, you know, you go to their website and you look at the yarn. And it pops up of how much it is, you know. But if you click on it and you go, you know, you're thinking, oh wow, you know, that's, you know, not a bad price. But then you click on it, you realize in order to get that much per ball, you have to buy a certain amount. Like, say, whether it be 4, 8, sometimes, you know, the more you buy, the less the ball becomes. And they give you the, like, cheapest amount. As for, like, when you first look at it, they'll tell you that's how much it cost. But when you get there, you realize it's like $3 or $5 more per ball, because you're not buying an excessive amount of it. So, you know, I never thought that was really cool. That was one thing that was kind of a downfall for hobby. Like, I'm looking at this right now, this one, and I bought it when it was on sale. It was like I said, it's still on sale, so I can't use that as an example. All right. Anyways, I know it does, like, when you go to the site, it'll say from $8.50 a ball, right? But that you have to buy a bunch of balls to get it for $8.50. You know what I mean? That's not really what one ball costs. You guys ever notice that? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, so I bought enough of this to make a bigger project. I already know what I'm going to make, so I don't need any suggestions for it. But it will be pretty when it's done. And if you ask me, some people will ask, is this a yarn that I would color control? No, the stripes are not big enough for me to color control it. I will just let it go and let it flow. You know, I might try to color control the cakes, you know. Maybe that would be something I would do, like, say if it ended here in a light color like this one does, maybe I would try to find the next color in order, like which comes after light, and try to find a ball that starts with that. That would be the only color control I do. I would not color control. So I kind of treat it like an ombre, I guess. That's how I do ombres. But no, too short of striping for me to color control. All right, let's move on. I got another yarn here that I bought. This one. So I just actually made a shawl out of this. Did you guys see that shawl? Just a second. You got to see that shawl. All right, if you didn't see the shawl, I just put this tutorial on like the day before yesterday. Look at that. That's made with, if you've ever seen my peekaboo shells blanket, this is shawl form. Look at that big beauty. It's huge too. But, of course, you do not have to make it that big. Anyways, it was made with this same brand of yarn, only in solid form in 5 different colors. So, here I have it in this beautiful orangish color again, because it reminded me of fall. I always wanted to get this, but it was out for the longest time. And then when I was there looking at Tony's yarn, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in stock. I got to get it. I got to make something for fall out of it. So let's see here. Let's talk about it a little bit. I wonder if they sent the... Yeah. Okay. So, you know, that's the name of it. Okay? They have it in sparkle, they have it in this like tweedy looking stuff, and then they have it in the solid as well. I think that's all they have. They could have more. So, it's 100% acrylic yarn, 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 165 meters or 180 yards. It's a 4-weight classification. Wash and dryable on gentle dry or whatever. And the color I have is color number 9. So this is the print version. Like I said, they got like sparkle and solid. This here was the solid, like I said, 5 different colors. It's like, I can't remember, like 88 inches across. It's beautiful. It's like, I'm gonna put it on. But you don't have to use this, remember. You don't have to use this. It's got a wingspan of almost double me. No, I'm just kidding. But is that a wingspan on that? It's a big wingspan. It's like a blanket shawl. My, is it ever gorgeous. I'll put the tutorial link for this in the comments in case you haven't seen it. But yes, it was made with this yarn here. This is actually great for scrap projects too, because you can make like, you know, the rows all different colors if you have a bunch. All right, I'm not gonna wear that. Okay, not that I don't like it. It's just gonna get in my way. Okay, so okay, we went over the specs. Now, if you want to know how it feels, it's definitely softer than Red Heart Super Saver. That's, you know, I always use that as a base yarn because I assume that most people have felt Red Heart Super Saver. Now, I know not everybody has. On a softest scale, it's definitely nice for an acrylic, 100% acrylic. I would probably give it a softness as a Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. A Premier Basic softness. Joann's a big twist. They're big twist, you know. For a value acrylic, it's not a. It feels pretty good, you know. Very scarfable for a value acrylic. I think it's not really a value. It's kind of expensive, but I would assume that, you know, it's just 100% acrylic, nothing extraordinary about it. So I would just call it a value acrylic, I guess. Although, like I said, no, it was on sale. It was a good price, if I remember right. It was a good price. Let me look at what I paid for here. No. Okay, it was on sale, but it was still $6.70 a ball. The solid was less expensive. The solid was even less expensive. Okay. Yeah, the solid's 50% off. So if you go there and you want to get, you know, you don't have to use this yarn for this. You use any yarn you want, but it's actually on sale right now for $3.75 a ball. Now that's the solid. That's not this one. Of course, it's not this one. This one is on sale as well. It's 8. Okay, you know, it says. I hate that, Hobby. I hate that you do that. It's so misleading to me. All right. It says from $6.70, and I don't know, my brain automatically thinks, hey, it's $6.70 a ball, you know, but actually it's not. It's $8.40 a ball, and that's on sale. It's usually $10.30 a ball. But if you buy larger quantities, which I did, I bought 8, which was a maximum amount you could buy to get it for the cheapest, which made it $6.70 a ball. In my opinion, it's still a little bit pricey for what it is. I probably could have went to Hobby Lobby and got something similar for less expensive, but you know, it wouldn't be exactly the same. And I always wanted to try this, so you know, and you know, I like to support all yarn companies, so I just threw it in my cart. So here's what it looks like, and this is what it looks like kind of wrapped the other way. So you can see that dark here that's in the center. Now it's on the outside, so that's kind of, it's the same yarn. It's just, you know, they just wrap it how they wrap it. Now this would be another yarn that people would ask if I would color control. No, the only color control I would use for this yarn would be the same effect, like, since, you know, I would just see like where this one ended. You can see kind of how it ends in like a light color, which would mean that you would probably need to do the dark color next. So I'd find a ball that had the dark color next, the dark and the black next. You know, I would try my best to do that. You know, it ain't always gonna be perfect. Like, I'd probably start with that one next, maybe. I don't know. You know, I do it kind of like that, just so the balls kind of float in the same order. But then again, but no, I wouldn't color control as a striping effect. It's not the type of yarn you would color control, other than if you wanted to color control like where your balls matched up at the end, you know. I hope you can. I don't know why there was a water bottle cap stuck to that. That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Anyways, yes, it's beautiful. I love it. Do I think it's expensive? It's extremely expensive when it's not on sale. It's even expensive when it's on sale. but I thought I've always wanted this color, and it's been out of stock forever, you know, and I want to, you know, make something for fall with it. I already know I'm going to make with this too as well. I got a lot of projects planned for fall. I'm almost done with my, what I'm doing now. I think you guys will like it. I hope so anyways. It's a wearable. Anyways, and it's not a poncho. Although I do like to do ponchos. So yes, this will be beautiful. So I did buy 8 of them, which will give me close to 1,600 yards. Not quite, but close. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, that's all the yarn I got other than Tony's yarn. Let's look at Tony's yarn. Now, I know when she first released this that she had a coupon code to get like 30% off. I didn't make it on time. I just did not make it on time. It was a disappointment. I don't know what came over me. I just like, I don't know. I knew she was releasing it that day, and then I don't know, I just forgot about it. Anyways, if you go to Hobby, now Tony's yarn is called Happy Place. And I have to say, I absolutely love her label. It is the most adorable label I have ever seen on yarn. Now, I always thought if I came out with a yarn that I would have my face on it. But she did, but she kind of did it differently than what I always imagined. She did it in like drawing form. That is stinking adorable. Now, I can honestly say that is a very, very adorable label. When I get my yarn line, like I said, I always thought I would have my face on it, but it would actually be my face. I think her making it like a little sketch is super cute. I mean, that's adorbs, man. I saw that on the side. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the most adorbs label I've ever seen. So, yes, this is her yarn, Happy Place. So, she has it. What I found very interesting as well when it came to her yarn was she has a solid, like this one right here. We'll talk about the yarn in just a second. And then she has a corresponding, in the same color, a melange. So this would be the melange to match this solid. I thought that was so stinking interesting and cool. I don't know why. I just thought it was like the coolest. I'm like, oh my gosh, they even have the same name. So why don't we go over the specs of this, okay? And then I'll talk about the way it feels and whatnot. So the Happy Place by it's TL Yarn Crafts. Her name is Tony. I mean, super adorable label. It's 50% cotton and 50% wool. Now it is classified as a lightweight number 3. Now you know I'm not a huge fan of 3 weights, but if I like the yarn, I can use it. Maybe it's a thicker 3. We'll check it out. It's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 250 meters, or 273 yards. It says that you can machine wash, but do not dry. All right. Well, we won't be doing that drying, definitely, because what I'm making for this will be a hand wash item anyways. And it's made in Turkey. Okay. I'm going to bring this up because it just gives me a color number, but I know if you go to her site, she actually has cute names. So the color of this one is called, I'm sorry, excuse me. It's called Hunter Green. All right. So that's this one. You know, it's kind of like an avocado color. This is one of my favorite colors of green, is like a pea color, you know, like the vegetable. Avocado, asparagus. I love this color. So this is her color number 29 in solid, which is Hunter Green, and color number 29 in melange, which is also Hunter Green. So you could work those together. Although you can see a bit of difference in the color, they're gonna work together. They're pretty. Now let's look at before I tell you how it feels, let's look at the 3-weight. Okay. I was hoping to be a thicker 3. It's not. It's just an average 3-weight, which is fine because that's what it's classified as, you know, it's classified as a 3-weight. It's not on the thinner side of a 3, which is amazing. I love that. I know what, I'm gonna be able to deal with this yarn. I need to cut my fingernails. They're kind of long. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going off the rails. I don't even know what I always go off the rails. All right, so there's a 3-weight. I think that's a nice dead-on 3-weight, if you ask me. Definitely not on the thinner side. It's perfect, and I think that yeah, I'm going to use it. Even though I'm not a fan of 3-weights, I'm going to use it because I want to try it out. Here's a solid 3-weight. Same. Actually, you know, it could pass for a little bit thicker of a 3, if you ask me. But it, you know, everybody sees weights differently. I'm using it. I don't care. It's definitely not a thin 3-weight though. It's either average or maybe just passing as a thicker. Whatever you see it as. I see it as a yarn that I'm going to use regardless whether it's a regular 3-weight, possibly on the thicker side, which is even makes me happier. So let's talk about the way it feels. So it is a 50 wool, 50 cotton blend. How do you feel to me? It smells clean. Oh, gosh. I love the smell of clean smelling yarn. Okay, so you got to remember that it does have 50% wool in it. And it's also cotton. Okay? For that combination of a cotton wool blend, I think it feels great. Some cotton wool blends do not feel great. I think that this one feels fine. Is it scarfable? Would I wear a scarf around my neck around it? Yes. I do not think it feels bad at all. To tell you the truth, it feels pretty good, pretty dang good for being a 50-50 cotton wool blend. When you feel it, you can tell that there is wool in it, and you can tell that, you know, there. If I was to not read the label and I felt this, I'd have to do the smell test as well, you know, because that's how I could tell sometimes what. I could definitely tell that there was wool in it, but my second guess would be a wool acrylic or wool polyester blend. I would not have guessed a cotton blend. The reason I'm saying that is because it's softer than what I would imagine, than what I felt on other wool cotton blends. They're not always the softest yarns. Sometimes they can be, but so at my first, if I would not have read the label first, I would have guessed a wool acrylic or a wool polyester blend, which is good because it feels softer, like I said, and it's made with wool and cotton, which is both, you know, natural fibers. A lot of people like natural fibers, so I can understand her not mixing it with wool or polyester, because that would be a synthetic blend right there. Her mixing it with acrylic or polyester, because that would be a synthetic blend, and I can, maybe she wanted it, you know, it to be natural fibers. A lot of people like that, but there are a lot of people that can't use wool either, so you know, it's kind of a toss up there. I like it. I do. I think it's very pretty. So let's check out the colors. So this is right now, I think it's on sale. It is. It's 30% off right now. If you buy one ball, oh, save up to 30%. Hobby, you tricking me with your placements of pricing. Okay, it's $9.49 a ball on the reg, okay? But the more you buy, the more you save. That's the way it is with hobby. So it's not really on sale for 30% off. You can save 30% if you buy 7 balls of the same color, which I didn't. I didn't do that because I didn't need that much. So, but at the time that, wait a minute. Yes. No. It doesn't have to be 7 balls of the same color. It doesn't have to be 7 balls. It doesn't, I guess, because I only bought 3 balls of each color, and they gave it to me for the 30% off price, which was $6.64, and that meant you had to buy 7 balls. Maybe it's just 7 balls of any color. I don't know how hobby works, to tell you the truth. But regular, if you buy 1 ball, it's $9.49. If you buy 7 or more, it's $6.64. So that's what I paid, $6.64. And I'll show you the colors that I got, which I'm actually going to make my daughter a either a coat or a cardi this year. So I tried to pick out colors I thought looked good together. I am bad at mixing colors, so this was, like I said, color number well, the hunter green color, 29. I got it in the melange, and this one is so, gosh, I love that color so much. But this is very pretty as well. I'm gonna work them in together. I think I know what stitch I might use for my daughter's cardi, so we'll see. And then you guys, now if I pick colors that don't look good together, please let me know, because you know, I'm not the greatest. Did I buy 4 colors? Dang it! I meant to get a yellow. I didn't get a yellow. I was trying to make like a. I got to go back and get the yellow. I was gonna do my daughter cardigan. I was gonna try to make it look like the ground, and maybe flower, sky, and sun, or sun and sky. You know, like that layer and colors. I don't know why I didn't get yellow. I just gotta go back and get yellow now. Then I gotta pay for express shipping. That sucks. Alright, anyways. So I thought maybe, you know, I'd start at the bottom, and this would be my grass. And then I thought I would do, you know, the pink. Let's see, I'll get it for you in the melange. So this is, oh, that's not the right color. So you guys can turn me off. My videos just, I've been off the rails 100 times. Okay, it seems like she's run out of some colors. This says color number 12. Okay, so this is called excuse me, the Blossom and the Melange. Very, very pretty. And I have the corresponding color in, so sorry. I don't know where my mind is today. I think I'm just excited about seeing Tony's yarn. Alright, so I just messed up my order. Hobby didn't mess it up. I messed it up. I didn't order the colors I meant to order. But anyways, this, okay, so I thought I would, with my daughter's sweater, I would start out with grass green. Well, you know, this green, it's for the bottom. And then I would work up to like pink for flowers, you know. So I got this color right here, which is called Blossom. So this is Blossom in solid, and this is the Blossom in melange. Now you can see the difference there. I think that even though they are different, the solid is darker than the melange. I'm going to work them up together because I know the stitch I'm going to use, and it's going to be fantastic. I hope. I never know till it's done. But anyway, so that one is color number 12, Blossom. Solid at the bottom, melange at the top. Very pretty. And then I got one more color. I still cannot believe I did not get yellow. What was I thinking? I'm so mad that I got to go back and pay for express shipping again. Okay, now this one right here is color number, she sold out of some of these, so I have to, color number 21. Yeah, she's still got this one. Okay. Okay, this one's called Sky Blue, which is perfect for the sky of Evelyn's sweater. Or coat, whatever I decide to make her. So now, this one on, when I see the solid versus the melange, honestly, I can't see a difference between the two. Like, not as well as you can the other ones. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. They just look extremely similar. So, the one right here is the I see no difference in these two. This is the solid, and this is the melange. They both look like melange to me. Honestly. I mean, do you see a difference in that? And I'm not trying to dog anybody. It just, they look exactly the same. Even up close, they both look like the melange. I see no solid color whatsoever in it, and all of them look the same. See, these are the solids, but they just look like the melange. This is the sky blue. They look identical. Do you guys see a difference in those? I mean, I can't see it. Maybe a bit. I don't see no difference in those two, to tell you the truth. They look exactly the same. Now, I'm not dogging on the yarn. It's a very pretty yarn. I just think these two look identical. I see no difference between the solid and the melange on the sky color, which is number 21. You know, whenever I buy the yellow, which for some reason I didn't get, which I don't know why. Why did I get yellow? I gotta have sun in my landscape themed project. I'm gonna buy the solid again in the blue and see if maybe this was mislabeled. I don't know if it was. I mean, it could just look like that, which is fine. It's cool. I mean, I just not seeing no difference in the two. It's still beautiful yarn though, nonetheless. And I look at all the solids, and they all look identical to the melange. They don't look, you know, you see these solids here, you can definitely see a difference in that. A difference in them compared to the melange, like extreme difference, but still they look well together. But these two are like, I don't know what's going on. They're the same. That's okay. Still beautiful. Still beautiful. It's still gonna work in my project, you know. It's still gonna work. But like I said, I'm gonna have to order the yellow because for some reason I don't know why the sun. I gotta have sun to make the pink flowers grow from the green grass, you know, and it's got to be up in the sky blue. So that's it. So yes, it's very pretty. I'm not sure why it's such a difference between those two blues. I mean, it could be supposed to be that way, but like I said, since I got to order the yellow again for my son, I'm going to order a couple of solid sky blues to see if it's the same. It probably is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful. I will incorporate those all. Do you guys think they all look okay together? I'll incorporate them all and a yellow for the sun for my daughter. So you gotta look at it kind of like this. A cardi, I guess. Think of a yellow on top. I know I can't have a landscape scene without a sun. And I'll use the melange as well. That's why, you know, that's why you can turn me off. I don't know why I'm talking so much. Oh, I know why. I'm sorry. Anyways, that's why like these, there's no distinctive difference between the solid and melange. Like these two, and the stitch I was going to use would have required a distinct difference between the two, except for you would have been able to tell that they were similar. So, but that's okay. If I decide that, you know, if I get the solid and it still looks like it's the melange, I'll just pick a different blue because I do like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want a distinctive difference because the stitch I'm going to use for that is going to require, you know, the difference, you know, because that's what I planned for when I saw this. I'm like, oh my gosh, she has a solid and a melange. I know just what I'm making, and I'm going to need that distinct difference between the two, yet they're still similar. You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna, if I don't have that distinct difference, I could still make it work, but really, I don't think I'll be happy unless I have the two different. You know how when you think of something in your mind, you know it's got to work out, or you're not gonna be happy. So I'll figure it out. I'll get a different blue. She has another really pretty blue, but I will buy the blue, sky blue over and see what's going on. But that could just be the way it is. Now, like I said, it's a beautiful yarn. I am not saying anything bad about this. Is, you know, I'm not gonna do a formal review on it, but from looking at it overall, the label right off is super, super adorable. Right on with that. The yarn itself is very soft for the fiber content that it is, and it is a natural fiber content. It being a 3-weight, I'm pushing and hoping, you know, I was hoping it wasn't a thin 3-weight, which it's not. So I'm going to give it a 3-weight, a correct 3-weight, and just imagining that it's a thicker 3. Could be, you know, could be. I haven't worked with it yet, but there you go. I'm seeing it as a thicker 3, only because I hate regular 3-weights. I don't hate them, but they're not really my style. And yeah, I think it feels nice, and I have plans to make my daughter something, and I just forgot the yellow. Wasn't thinking. So back to the drawing board for the Happy Place. I like the name too, Happy Place. It's a nice name for a yarn. She's got quite the color palette. Like I said, a lot of them are, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 colors of the solids, I think, and 20 of the melange, if I can remember right. And that is quite a color palette to have, especially if it's, since it's being a brand new yarn. That would be an impressive color palette for a brand new yarn. Why didn't I get that yellow? It's there. It's there in the solid and the melange. What is my problem? Oh well. Anyways, I'm just sitting here complaining about myself. My video is way too long again. I'm sorry you had to listen to me suffer and talk about just 3 different yarns. This bag was only had 3 yarns, and my video was extremely long. But I did want to talk about the Happy Place a little bit and tell you my plans for it. I think it's going to be pretty. I think the yarn feels great for, you know, and I like it how she has a melange to match the solid. It's super cool. You know, you don't have to use them both in the same project, but I intend to. So I'm just going to pick a different blue, I think, since there was no distinctive difference there that I could see. Maybe you could see it. Let me know in the comments. Maybe my eyes aren't working. I'm going to the eye doctor next week, so my eyes have been acting funny lately, so yeah, it could be me. That's why I made it an eye doctor appointment. Anyways, let me know what you think, if they look the same or if they look different. If they look different to you, then I'm going to use them, because like I said, my eyes always, you know, they've been acting weird. And you know, have you guys, this was something else I want to ask you, have you guys used Tony's Happy Place yarn? What do you think about it? You like it? From the overall appearance of, you know, me not using it yet, I like it. I like the way it feels. I like the way, to me, my brain thinks it's a thicker 3-weight, so I'm going to use it. But it is 3-weight. And I do like the corresponding same colors as solid and melange. And she does have quite the color palette, especially it being a new yarn. So I'm super happy for her. And I bought this yarn because I wanted to show my support. And I'm still very upset that I forgot the yellow for the sun. That's okay. I'll go back and get it. I'll see you guys on my next video. Okay. Bye, guys.